A major celebration of life today on Chicago's far south side, honoring civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Thousands of supporters, faith leaders, and national figures, 3 former presidents, have gathered to pay their final respects. Christian Farr was there for this time to say goodbye to an international hero.
Thousands fought traffic and stood in long lines to say goodbye to the Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson at the House of Hope on Chicago's far south side. 3 former presidents and many dignitaries were in attendance to honor this civil rights icon. Jesse Jackson Jr. greeted people as they entered the House of Hope to honor his late father and civil rights giant, the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
I'm just grateful to the people of the city of Chicago and the people from all over our country that are expressing their condolences, their gratitude for the extraordinary life that he lived.
I have determined that I will be what I want to be.
The Reverend Jackson died on February 17th in Chicago after suffering from a rare brain disease for the past few years. This celebration of life drew many, from everyday people.
The fact that, he's not going to be here, I just, we have to take up the mantle, but I just think that, it's a great thing that everybody is showing their appreciation.
To those who have held the highest office in this country.
Welcome President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden. Let's celebrate them. Again, let's celebrate President Bill Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton. Can we celebrate again President Barack Obama?
Local dignitaries also spoke from the pulpit, including Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Reverend will be remembered certainly as an incredible oratory champion, but to the people in Chicago, we knew him as a brilliant strategist, a master negotiator, an organizing savant.
In his boundless love for communion,
Not just in his words, but in his deeds. He kept hope alive.
Former Vice President Kamala Harris was also in attendance, and Chicago native Jennifer Hudson sang during the service. Now, the Reverend Jackson's wife, Jacqueline, told her children that this was not a funeral or a homegoing. This was a celebration of a man who touched many in Chicago, in this country, and across the globe. On Chicago's far south side, Christian Farr, NBC 5 News.
And closer to home in Reverend Jackson's hometown of Greenville, State Senator Carl Allen teamed up with civic leaders for a wreath-laying ceremony earlier today. It took place at the Reverend Jesse Jackson street signs at the entrance of the corner of Augusta Road and Haney Street.
This is Haney Street that he refers to in all of his speeches, whether it's globally or whether it's nationally or whether it's in the state of South Carolina. He was proud of his humble beginnings on Haney Street, Greenville, South Carolina.
And if you missed today's homegoing service for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson, you can watch the stream right now on our website, WIFF4.com. You can also find it on the WIFF4 mobile app.